Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It's Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where I get started officially in about 9 minutes with indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends and take a few chart requests. Good morning, Tom. Hey, Greg. Hey, Rob, Marvin, Cliff, Coda, Fernando, Topher. Hi, Wave, Mike, Card Lady, Mila, Anthony, Sam. Thanks, Rob. Hey, Donald, Bask. Thank you. Jumped on a little early. Can I just ask a question? I just get curious in the morning. How many of you, well, let me change it. What avenue do you use to find this show on YouTube? Is it because you subscribe to our YouTube channel and you get an email? Is it because I posted it in chat? Or is it because I posted it in Twitter? Or was it just some random flutter on YouTube, like a flash up and you just clicked on it? I'm just curious how you find the show every day, or how you found the show today. Yeah, Mitch, let's do this. Hey, Hector. Good morning, Alan, Claude. Claude Saint. What a beautiful name. Very distinguished. YouTube recommend. Okay. You see it on Twitter? Because if I forget to post it on Twitter, I wonder, like, do we lose viewers because I forgot? Dan chat, Twitter, and because you subscribe. YouTube. All right. Just curious. Market's pulling back a little bit. We're still green, ever so slightly. So we had, I don't want to say this incorrectly because I didn't pay a ton of attention to it last night. My dad is in town and I spent a lot of time with him. China enters deflation as June's annual inflation rate falls to negative 0.3. So CPI in China is negative 0.3, and they're saying that's the beginning of deflation. And that has its own set of problems, just as inflation has its set of problems. Okay. Hey, Bennett. Is the volume too high or too low? I haven't changed anything on my part. It looks as though everything's normal. It may be on your part. I'm not sure. Okay, I saw a chart request. Caterpillar for Basque. I helped my dad cook last night, which I cook every single day, but cut myself last night. Have a Band-Aid on my pinky, so if I'm clunky with my typing, you know why? We were making hobo suppers for my nephew. Caterpillar looks beautiful. Daily uptrend, holding the 8 EMA. Daily inside bar broke bull yesterday, so Monday's bar broke bull. We have an outside bar. Bullish engulfing. Gapping up, so gap rules apply. We were having a conversation yesterday in Commodities, Bennett and I, about how to approach various entries. And we were talking about having a system and consistency. A consistent system is so important. And can I tell you how straightforward? I am very, very hesitant to use the word easy when it comes to trading because I don't think that's applicable. But the gap rules are so straightforward. Now we have gap rules. We have a gap trade setup on Caterpillar, meaning if the gap holds, and let's say we dip back and the gap holds and then we bounce, that's a long signal. And then your stop is the high of yesterday, 283.95. If we re-enter yesterday's range, that means the bears got a chokehold on the bulls. I love that word, chokehold. So Caterpillar looks good. Daily higher low on watch. Plenty of room for an hourly higher low. Not a dumb question, Whiskey. And let me tell you, I'm the queen of dumb questions. I've asked more questions in TCG than probably any other member. We'd have to ask Dan that. I say that for accuracy. I'd love to ask Dan. Ha ha ha. Ask him another question because I've asked him a million. There are no dumb questions. Ask all the questions, because a lot of people, you hold yourself back by being quiet and just kind of sitting in the corner, not wanting to ruffle feathers or draw attention to yourself or look dumb. Ask the questions, squeaky wheel and all of that. So I use extended hours on all of my charts, but sometimes it's not as helpful because you don't have a lot of trades. So Caterpillar has some after hours action, but this is on very low volume, so it's not as useful. Let me think of another name that doesn't have a lot of useful. CMG, no trades, none whatsoever. So the after hours level is not as important, or RSI level. So I just keep my extended hours on. It helps me for consistency. There are 20,000 ways to skin this cat. Again, just be consistent in how you skin the cat. Don't actually skin the cat. Okay, I missed S&P 500. You can do SPX on TradingView. So if you just do SPX, well, no, that's changed. It used to you wouldn't get volume, but now you get volume. So I use the Oanda one. If someone asks me a specific question about SPX, this is the one I'll use, but otherwise I use futures. This is the spot. CFD. It's my Iron Condor strategy. All right. I use ES. Hey, success. MMM. What a mighty fall the strong has taken. We're approaching the daily 50 MA. Lower wick of bulls buying the dip yesterday. 180 is your key support. Regardless of this huge pullback, the odds still favor a weekly higher low. And believe it or not, odds still favor a daily higher low. So we have 102.51 here. Look at that. And we held by 4 pennies. This could be a bullish entry. And then bears are waiting for a bounce to short because a daily low or high is the more likely scenario. Oh yeah, totally. Love my dad. We watched Alone, The Beast. We love the show Alone. MBTA. And remember, I'm taking chart requests because I jump on early and I'm an overachiever. But the purpose of the show is for me to just show you the setups that I found through my research this morning, the last couple of hours. So that is what the purpose of the show is. If you want chart requests, you can join our chat room, which we answer chart requests 3 times a day live. So NVTA is looking for a weekly higher low. We're in a daily downtrend. Support 103. This thing just can't catch a break. Earnings yesterday, down 5%. Weak sauce. Weak. Okay. Hi, Grishka in Hong Kong. Is the S&P the same as the US 500? Okay, US 500. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do... Oh, hey, Claude. I'm glad you're here. Live. Let me see. I'm Googling your question right now because, yes. So the S&P 500 index, also known as the Standard & Poor's 500 or the US 500. Yes, it's the same thing. Gold prediction, please. Kai. My goal is not to predict. My goal is to form a thesis. So on gold, we're looking for a weekly higher low. By the way, I got some flack yesterday. Some guys like, I hate your voice when you say I'm looking for a weekly higher low. Well, this one's for you. We're looking for a weekly higher low. He just has no idea who he's dealing with. Okay, I can do this because it's my show and I'm just going to stop for a second. My mom thought I had hearing issues when I was little and brought me to the pediatrician. I was about 2 years old, or 2 to 3. And the pediatrician put me in the corner and made me face the wall. And he stood behind me with my mom from across the room and whispered, 1. And then I turned around and looked at him and I whispered, 2. So it's my mom's favorite story, me being a little smart ASS. So, dude, don't come in here attacking how I talk, because it is what it is. Looking for y'all know you say it in your head like that sometimes. Okay, y'all ready to get started? Let's stop my shenanigans. Someone was asking me a legit question and I was looking it up and then just got sidetracked. We'll talk about gold. I'll try to take a look at Netflix, Saeed. Good morning, KK. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Good morning. My microphone is a little far away this time, so I'm going to move the microphone real quick, so hopefully I don't hurt your ears. All right. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. You're going to give me a follow on Twitter. That'd be lovely, at Chart Gal Lori. So we look at the economic calendar, which is pretty boring today. If you're trading oil, you're going to want to remember the 1030 inventory today. I show you this table. It shows you what I'm looking at. One thing to happen more so than the other. Man, I love Mark Douglas's lines with that, and I'm not quoting it correctly. Trading is looking for edge with a likelihood of one event happening more so than the other. He says it's something like that. I need to perfect that one. I have my notes off screen. I copy and paste those for TCG members when I am done. Overall, looking more bullish than bearish this morning. We did have a bounce overnight, and Hang Seng was up 0.32%. Let's look at what the DAX is up now. It's up 1.1% earlier. It's up 0.86%, so it's still doing well. International markets were pretty green overnight. ES has a potential weekly bull flag. I just have a tattoo on my head. ES has a potential weekly bull flag. NASDAQ, potential weekly bull flag. RTY, potential weekly bull flag. YM, potential weekly bull flag. This keeps me out of trouble. Well, we know that I don't stay out of trouble, but it attempts to keep me out of trouble. When it comes to trading, we know the higher the time frame, most probable scenario, what carries more weight than lower time frames. So this tells me on lower time frames, I should be looking for bull entries on our larger bull names who have weekly uptrends that are similar to SPY. Let me try to say that again. Potential weekly bull flags on our major 4 indices. This has me looking at major market names that have similar charts, playing those to the bullish side because I know odds favor the bulls. We have a higher odds of a bullish scenario developing than a bearish scenario due to our higher time frames. And I don't use words in my head anymore. Emphasis on the word anymore. I don't use things in my head like it's extended, it's time for consolidation, it's overbought, it has a date with blah, blah, blah. I don't use that language anymore because I know that anything can happen. I accept all outcomes. So I just look at what's the more likely scenario to happen over another, and that's how I trade. And overall, we're looking more bullish than bearish. So the dollar is looking, I don't want to say that sing-song voice and make that dude mad again, which I blocked him so he can't hear. A weekly lower high is the more likely scenario on the dollar. A weekly higher low is the more likely scenario on ES. You combine those two, again, it's more bullish. Market's popping up a little bit here. Daily, we have a downtrend, but what keeps happening? I hope you watched Dan's market recap video yesterday. Lower low, no follow through, lower low, no follow through. This has falling wedge vibes. A lot of charts out there have falling wedge vibes. I shared that with y'all on NVIDIA yesterday. It had falling wedge vibes, meaning when, well, let me type this out. When you have a bull, I told you I have pinky issues. I've got finger issues galore. Bull flag on higher time frames has us look for potential falling wedges on lower time frames. And this is universally true. It doesn't mean that we will get it every time, but it is something we look for. Because the bull flag psychology is you're getting those tiny little lower lows without follow through. And that in to itself is the definition of a falling wedge. NASDAQ, it's a little bit more clear. Look at this falling wedge shaping up. Lower lows without follow through. Lower lows without follow through. I made note this morning in my notes, TCG members will see this. Let's look at the hourly 50 MA on all of our indices. On ES, it's below. We've cleared it. All clear. NASDAQ is struggling with it. It is struggling with the Great Wall of Louisiana, which is what I affectionately call the 50 MA. And I've been sitting up here for at least a month telling you, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation of what all this is on my charts. Only I didn't have the link in the description. I had somehow deleted it. So if you're interested in my chart setup, it's there today, the link. You can click on that link and it'll take you to a PDF explanation as to the yellow candles are inside bars. The yellow line is the 50 simple moving average and all that jazz. So NASDAQ is struggling with the hourly 50 MA. RTY is over it. NYM is over it. So we want to see the NASDAQ clear it and to have a higher probability of a bull day. If you tuned in yesterday to the midday live, you saw that I was pretty bullish on SPY. Some days I hope my drawings stay, and other days I hope all my drawings are gone so I don't have to clear that graffiti. So I was live, excuse my scrolling. I was live right here. This is where I went live, and I told the group, which now I'm going to lose it. I told the room yesterday I was looking more bullish, and I went over all the reasons I was looking bullish at this point, literally right here. If you were live in TCG, you saw me comment on that I was looking more bullish at that point, and I went over the different data set that helped me draw that conclusion. So SPY had that 5-minute inverse head and shoulders that marked the temporary bottom. All right. So back to ES. Your support is going to be the low overnight 451550. This becomes the level to hold for overnight action. NASDAQ, your overnight low 15343, which is right here. 1534350. Let me put a line there so you can see it on the legend. And your resistance to high overnight 1543250. Apple, 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 and more Apple. Apple holds the key to the market today. Does it get its post-earnings bounce going? We shall see. Your low of overnight 1952.40 is your key support on RTY, and your key resistance to high overnight 1964.60. YM, your resistance 35494, and your support 35358. Let's go look at Apple. If I say it's so important, let's go look at it and get it locked in and loaded. Where are we struggling on Apple? The same place NASDAQ is struggling at the hourly 50 MA. Gap rules apply. If you're trading Apple and you don't have this on your chart, I don't know how you're trading it. And you can use various different ways. They have indicators that are built to plot the market open, close, yesterday's high, low. But I like to just spell it out for my blonde self. Yesterday's high. And if you're new to the show, why would I do this? I want to just go over it again. I'm looking for this gap to hold. So this gap should serve as support if Apple's bounce is real. This should serve as support, and I put my stop below the high of yesterday. If bears are unable to fill the gap, that shows the overall bull strength. That is a long signal. Gap rules apply. Any name that's gapping up today, you just got handed a gift on a silver platter. Not that it's green and bullish, the fact that now you have a level to judge. You can judge this stock. Is Apple doing what it's saying it's going to do, which is gap and go, or is it going to gap and crap? We have a key line in the sand, 180.27. And let me just take it a little further with Apple, because Apple and I go way back like that. I would even say it could go down to $180 and still be healthy and balanced, because we know Apple loves to break through support and then look below and fail and reverse, and same thing to the upside. So I would even give it to 180. Anything above 180 has this gap strong. And I look for stair steps and equilibriums to potentially enter these gap plays. VIX got this daily quadruple top, bounced over it yesterday and quickly upper wicked. And we have an hourly bear flag on VIX. This is bullish for the market. This is the first time VIX has given me some clear correlation signals in a while. VIX has been pretty disconnected from the market. So if you watch the weekend show, swing report, market wins video, sorry, not a show. And I'm sorry, the white hurts my eyes, but it's easier for the swing report to do white. So that's what I do. And if you look at VIX, we went over this triple top here, and how it'd be important to get a candle close above that, and we have not, and then we have pulled back. And then we went over NASDAQ and the megaphone potential, and that's played out as well. We went over a lot of things. Okay, back to VIX. This is a bullish signal for the market. Yesterday, I had Bitcoin highlighted. Do y'all remember that? Bitcoin was the fly in the ointment for bears yesterday, meaning Bitcoin was not fitting the narrative. The overall narrative, I had most of these bearish columns checked off. It looked more bearish than bullish yesterday, but Bitcoin was standing out bullish. And I specifically said it's a risk on asset. If people are willing to invest in Bitcoin and this falling wedge on the 12-hour is breaking bullish, that's a canary, potential canary for the market, and it was. So we got to pick up on all of our contextual clues and nuances to help us with our trading. Bitcoin, this is bullish, y'all. So there's a phrase for this. Consolidating in time versus price. This is bullish. And what I mean by that is, on Bitcoin, we consolidated sideways and cooled off RSI. You see how we cooled off RSI on low volume, consolidated sideways while holding the EMAs. That's bullish on every day that ends in Y. That is bullish. Consolidating in time versus price. And you'll find that in my notes from early this morning. It is bullish. So Bitcoin, your support, last hourly support 29727. Ethereum, same scenario. Your support 1856 and 1853. You're welcome, Eskin. You're welcome, Quays. Long gumbo. That's funny. I made jambalaya yesterday. I want to answer all of your chart requests with all from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. Y'all just, I always have time constraints because I need to be done no later than like 6:55 to give time for our members to jump over and tune into Dan Live at 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, gold. I'm still watching this weekly uptrend. If I have to trade a trade on gold right now, I can only look long, looking for that weekly higher low. Daily is terrible, terrible. However, 15 minutes, terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm looking for that weekly higher low, and I'm looking for that dollar. Let me type that out. I know I'm looking for a dollar weekly lower high, and I'm looking for a gold weekly higher low. Have gold bulls made me feel warm and fuzzy inside? Absolutely not. They haven't done a darn thing to prove this thesis. However, I have to be careful of gold shorts in this area. I much rather be along in this area. And they've proven nothing. 1954 is your level to hold. And you could bottom fish that with $3 stop right now. Silver. We're looking for a weekly higher low compared to 2233. This is a weekly chart. Yes, this candle is losing that upper trend line, but that candle has not closed yet. That candle doesn't close till Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we still have time to save this trend line. And I'm not saying we will, but we could. Oil. Can we just have a silent moment for oil? I hope you got the long yesterday. Where were we yesterday? We were right here. This is the exact hour chart. I got my magnet on strong and it really is strong. My goodness. Let's see. We were down here at the pregame show when I said I was long oil. I flipped out, of course, more quickly than I should because that's just the trading journey. We've bounced 5% since yesterday morning. I told y'all yesterday morning I was having to work on scaling back my size on oil and my confidence on oil because I had tangoed so well with it all summer. And I'll be darned, I tangoed again with it yesterday. Where am I right here? Here now, there's more meat left on the bone for bears than bulls. We're up here at 84.11. We broke this by 40 cents. I would say that's a pretty convincing break, but we did not get over this little teeny tiny resistance over there of 84.24. So 84.24 is still holding as resistance. As long as we're below 84.25, I like an oil top fish here. Cognizant that this is my favorite weekly chart out there. Are y'all tired of me saying it yet? Look at that squeeze. The squeeze don't lie. The hips don't lie. Well, the squeeze don't lie. Sometimes it lies, but overall, oil is pretty bullish. Yet I'm looking bearish in this specific area against 84. And I'm just saying in my head, 84.25. Nat gas going beast. Here you go, boy. Monthly higher high, weekly higher high, daily higher high. Nat gas is like, I am tired of all the bad press. So now this is on back burner watch. This is a huge bullish move. I don't know if it's news related, but you can put this on back burner watch for first 5 and 15 minute oversold for potential flips. Huh. 12 p.m. Eastern Tuesday. Everest, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about from yesterday. At 12 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if it was a data set. Okay, I was looking at S&P. We had the 5-minute inverse head and shoulders. We had VIX top out. There were several. I would have to go back. I'll have to see if I can find that link for you, Everest. Thank you, Tim. You are a TradingView wizard. I'm sure there is, James, a way to show ATR without having that ugly graph at the bottom. I'm sure there's a way to display it like this. Multi. There are people who create grids like this. RSI on the daily 45, on the 12-hour 43, and the 4-hour 41, where you don't have to have RSI pulled up. It just shows up here in the far right corner. There are definite indicators out there that people have developed that do that. Got it. Okay. Apple, gap up. This, for me, this becomes a seriously important chart, and I will probably have my eyes on Apple at open, watching to see if it fills this gap. If bears are unable to fill that gap, that is bullish. Amazon has a bullish chart. We have re-entered yesterday's range, so it's not as strong as Apple in pre-market, but look at this daily chart. They beat earnings last week. They are not, one of these things is not like the other. Amazon beat, Apple did not. Amazon is bullish on the daily chart, where Apple is more bullish on the hourly chart. NVDA. Lower low without follow through, lower low without follow through, but they got a problem. SMCI is related to NVIDIA. When NVIDIA beat on earnings, SMCI and CDNS, they went kind of nuts. Well, SMCI had some type of miss or guidance issue, whatever, and they're down 15%. That's impacting NVIDIA. We have the hourly 50 MA overhead. So semiconductors may be a wrinkle in the bull narrative today for the market. Semiconductors, NVIDIA may weigh on the market. So let's see if they can get out of the market's way and at least go sideways. Tesla, we were gapping up earlier, no longer. So we used yesterday's high as a litmus test. If we open below and stay below, that's bearish. If we open and get above quickly, that is bullish and a long signal. I kind of got carried away this morning with my names that I was looking at. So I didn't officially put these in my notes, CRM and ELF. I didn't put in my notes, but I liked them so much that I'm like, crap, I can't ignore them. I like to bring y'all 4 Queen of the Mountain trades every day. Today I have 6. I don't know what's gotten into me, but hey, 3 of them are so straightforward that I wanted some more complex ones. Not complex, but swing ideas. That's a better word. CRM, potential weekly higher low. The daily has given back so much. Have any of you heard of the turtles? Again, this stupid magnet. And by the way, Tim, I'm very hard-headed in listening to advice. I know you said hold down the control key. You get in these rhythms and you can't flex. You're not as agile as you used to be at a certain age. Okay, CRM, we have re-entered the prior range. Do y'all remember when I had this drawn out as bullish? I actually had CRM as I think, did I have it in the swing report? I believe I did. With this EQ, we've re-entered that range. Well, the turtle experiment, the turtle experiment says that when something is in a base, and despite this being an EQ, my magnet, okay, so you need to just chill, magnet. You need to take a break over there. So we had a base breakout, and they take, the turtle rules were you wait for a 6 to 7 week base, and then you take the break. And then if you re-enter the break, you can add. It was something like that. Well, guess what? We've re-entered this base on CRM. Do you see it? So we had a base break out, and now we're breaking down in. In theory, if people were playing defense, or market participants were playing defense around $207, $205, in theory, they should still find that to be fair value for CRM. So CRM could be a potential long as we re-enter that base, looking for that weekly higher low. ELF. This thing is just a beast. This thing got my attention this morning with this squeeze. We did pull back more than what bulls would have liked after the earnings reaction. We've been going sideways for a while though, since earnings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So I'm looking for potential breakout on ELF. I think you could possibly take a long if we get over the high of yesterday and hold over 131.96. INMD. Look at that squeeze. We're going sideways. We're looking for a weekly higher low. We have our second inside bar forming. Daily EQ. So we have a daily EQ on INMD. 4-hour squeeze. Look at that squeeze. So I like INMD. If we could pull back by against yesterday's high, I would love that. Lilly completely crushed on earnings. So I like Lilly for a potential back burner watch, meaning have we gotten 5-minute oversold? We did. So now we're looking for 15-minute oversold on Lilly. Back burner watch after the large move. And the other two names that are like that, Penn had news overnight. Disney, no, something with Disney. They got a deal with Disney and with Portnoy and Barstools and blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold on Penn during regular trading hours. This daily falling wedge or weekly falling wedge, I believe. Yeah, weekly. Weekly falling wedge is breaking bull. So Penn is on back burner watch, Tilray's on back burner watch, and Lily's on back burner watch. Oracle, weekly EQ. Y'all see how neat that is, holding the 8 EMA. Daily, it has falling wedge vibes. It's getting lower lows without follow through, and bulls barely lost that daily 50 EMA, and they're going to want to see that change today. I was looking at this 4-hour EQ this morning, tightening pattern. So I'm looking for a potential long on Oracle, attempting to nail the weekly higher low in this EQ. Okay. D, weekly inside bar, daily downtrend, not getting a lot of follow through, is definitely more bullish than bearish. You're looking for a potential weekly bull flag, even though this isn't ideal with this upper wick of profit taking. It's not ideal. But this daily little tiny lower lows without follow through, I would look for a long against yesterday's low. Sandeep, I just went over Penn. United Healthcare. Potential weekly bull flag over the weekly 50 MA. We have a squeeze. Success, you always bring the charts that I like. Always. We broke daily support. $500 psychological seems to be your level. If you want to buy that, look at that squeeze on the 4-hour. I like it. I like it a lot. Abbott short. Daily's fighting here at the 200 MA to hold. Weekly, I would say you lost your uptrend on weekly. You are sitting in the 200 MA. Monthly's just fine. Daily, not so much. 4-hour got oversold. You could top fish against yesterday's high. That makes sense to me. I'm going to wrap this up. AMD is a daily squeeze. Weekly's getting super tight. We have an inside bar. Potential monthly bull flag. This is real messy though. I don't like this hourly chart. You can tell we have an inside bar on a higher time frame because we've got a lot of misdirection on lower time frame. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, that'd be wonderful. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori. And TCG members, I will have these notes over to you in just a jiffy. I hope you have a wonderful trading day. Use stop losses.